Hi, this is John with WesleyGospel.com. I'm going to give a truth and love prophetic word to somebody up in North Carolina that listens to me. And I had a dream about this person last night. And so in the dream, I saw this person in a house that was sort of old in its design. It was not much to look at, but it worked. It kind of honestly reminded me of like a summer cabin, or maybe a kind of like wood paneling on the sides, and it was just very simple. Almost kind of honestly looked like a trailer, like an old 80s or an old 90s trailer from the inside. And the furniture and everything was very simple. I mean, the decorations on the sides of the walls were like not much to look at. And uh and then finally, this person, who was a male, he found something to put in the corner, and it looked like a lamp that that hung from the top of, and it was like one of these old 80s lamps, and it was kind of shaped like a giant like a giant bobber for fishing, or maybe like, I don't know, like a bell in a way, but it wasn't a bell. You know, it had kind of like it was kind of cone shaped in a way. And then he said, "Finally, we have something worthwhile to put here." And when he said that, I felt like he was putting too much priority on physical possessions and physical things and material items to make his place look better, even though it wasn't really all that much to look at in the first place. But I could see into his heart for the moment, and I knew that he was putting way too much emphasis on personal possessions. Matthew 6:19-21 says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Well, what does he mean? What are treasures in heaven to be laid up? Well, number one, anything that's of biblical spirituality in the Bible is related to the Bible itself. So, starting point is a lot of reading of the Bible. Laying up for yourselves treasures in heaven is going to involve a lot of reading of the Bible in faith, not with skepticism, not with arguing with it, not with arguing against it, but believing it and accepting it and receiving it by prayer, by faith. Moth and rust can't destroy that. Thieves can't break in and steal that. Where your treasure is, your heart, it's what's in your heart. That's the treasure in heaven. See, so spiritual growth from Bible study, prayerful Bible study, is what God wants you to do. He does not want you to lay up for yourselves treasures on earth. For two reasons. Number one, moth and rust can destroy it, and thieves can break in and steal it. And here's a third thought that I had while I had this dream. The elements will melt with fervent heat. All of his stuff's going to burn up someday. On the day of judgment, it's all going to burn up. And long before that day comes, you're going to die. This whole place that we're in, our whole life from birth to death, it's just a journey. We're here just for a short little while. And in fact, we might plan for retirement. We might plan for the age of 65 and 75 and all this. We could die tomorrow. We could die tomorrow. Therefore, Bible is 10 million times more important than personal finance. It's good, it's responsible, but Bible and theology, a million, with faith and prayer, a million times more important than all the economics and possessions that we can ever get our hands on. Luke 12:33-34. Sell your possessions and give to the needy. Provide yourselves with money bags that do not grow old, and with the treasure in the heavens that does not fail, where no thief approaches and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Now, not everybody needs to sell, right? That was talking about the rich young ruler, but still. Detachment. It's almost, I hate to say it, it's almost Buddhist. A sense of detachment from possessions. 1 Timothy 6:17-19. As for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty, nor to set their hopes on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. They are to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share, thus storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of that which is truly life. Are we talking about a summer home? Is that what we're talking about? Luke 12:15. And he said to them, take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. This is the judge of all the earth and the creator of mankind saying this stuff. Take care, he said. Be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. You might say, John, how could you complete a 100-something series on biblical economics with green icons, a book on John Wesley on money, and a 400 book on biblical economics, 400-page book, and come out with all this? Because this is laced all throughout it. Clearly you have not read anything I've written or said, or only read some parts of what I've said or written. This whole Wall Street culture is fire and brimstone, man. It is fire and brimstone. Fire and brimstone on the financial district. That's all it is. It's all a bunch of mafia people going to burn up in hell immediately. I believe there are portals to hell in that place. God bless you out there. This is John with WesleyGospel.com.